I need to clean up my garage so bad. I'm so tired of it being so messy, but this thing right here is the reason. But this one is also the reason. I can give you all a little cold start. The coolest thing about these keys too, not only does it say TTS, but it has a special spot to put the key. So if you don't want it moving around, it's built specifically for that key. Always got to run with the wing up. I think one of the things I need to start doing on this channel is doing like energy drink reviews. This one is the new Monster Voodoo Grape. I do like grape flavored things, so let's see. Cheers. Smells kind of light, like not a strong smell. Okay, not bad, not bad. It's more subtle than anything. I think the Welch's Grape from Ghost is definitely better. Yeah, it's not bad. I would rate it kind of, I don't know, mid. There's a lot better out there. So today I just kind of wanted to tell you guys about my ownership experience with this car. I've had this car for about 1.5 years now, and up until recently, it has been phenomenal. Like, I like this car more than I ever expected to. And if you know me, or if you've watched videos of mine in the past, you know that I've owned a lot of different cars. I think I've hit like 60 some cars that I've owned now. And this thing has been one that has impressed me the most. Not my favorite, but definitely the most shocking of all of them. And I've been so like proud to share how reliable this car has been. And then lately it has just been absolutely shitting on me. Like, this thing has had me do so much work recently. And I say so much work, I mean, I'm sure there's other cars that have, you know, that have needed much more and the repairs have been much more, but like, I'm just kind of annoyed with working on this thing now. Not that it's like all that difficult, but it's just the repetitiveness. It's like every couple weeks at this point. So the first thing that happened was I pulled out the downpipe to do my hood dump, and I'm still catching you guys up on the shorts feed about, like, you know, the videos I posted on TikTok about this thing. So if you want everything like up to date, I post at least one video a day on TikTok, so head on over there if you want to see those. But for YouTube, like, I've been kind of lacking, and, you know, I'm trying to get better at that. But it started out where I was doing a downpipe, or not really a downpipe, I was doing the hood dump, and I had to remove the hood and remove the factory downpipe. And the factory downpipe to remove on this car sucks. Like, it is so bad to do it on this car. Like, I hate it. Like, the 340i, I could have it done in 30 minutes. I spent a few hours and then just got annoyed on the TTS and just cut it. Because I was that annoyed. I was so close, yet so far away. And I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So that's what I did. I cut it out and installed the hood dump. Everything was perfectly fine. And then after like a month of having the hood dump, or month and a half, or whatever it was, I wanted to go back to a downpipe. I ordered a downpipe, and I go to fit the downpipe, and the strange thing about these cars is I think they have like a different length of downpipe that they require, even though like a lot of downpipes say that they fit. The downpipe that I chose was a CTS catted, and I chose catted just for sound. You know, I'm not really worried about like the emissions requirements here and things like that. They're not really stringent, but I got a catted downpipe for sound, and I go to install it, and it's like 2 or 3 inches too long. Like, it just will not fit. So I had to cut a little bit off of the pipe where the cat is, which they give you excess pipe, so it's no big deal. So I cut it, and I got everything to fit, and like, I deal with this rattle occasionally, but it seemed like right after I did that, I would drive the car and it would like hit some sort of like, you know, weird fuel cut. But like, I wasn't getting any codes or anything. It was just really weird. The only code I was getting was for oxygen sensor, which is normal for a downpipe, but I was getting no codes for this like weird like misfire thing. And it was only when I was taking off from like first to second kind of hard. And so I got a little bit better of a scanner to view what was going on, and I realized there were misfire counts, and there were stored codes in every cylinder, or there were stored codes for every cylinder's misfire and random misfire. So I'm like, okay, something weird is going on, and I look into it, and I clear all the codes, and cylinder 3 I'm doing like misfire counts on, because you can see like almost like a count for every cylinder, and cylinder 3 kept doing it. And I don't know if you guys know, but cylinder 3 is a common problem, or cylinder 3 misfires is a common problem on these cars. So I started looking into it. I pulled out one of the plugs, and it was pretty rough. And so I put a it was worse than the rest of them. Cylinder 3 was. I put a scope down into the cylinder, and if you look at the top of my piston, it has like what I would call a hot spot, like where something got hot and like tried to damage the piston. It almost looked like the carbon was knocked off, like right in that small little spot. And I'll show you guys what it looked like here. But I wasn't really 100% sure what was going on here, but I knew it had something to do with this. I went ahead and talked to a few of my friends who are a little bit more experienced in cars, and the one of them told me that he would be willing to bet money that the injector failed. Like, the injector is clogged, and it's creating a hot spot on that cylinder, or on that piston. And I guess luckily I caught it, because this can be pretty catastrophic. But I went ahead and ordered all 4 injectors. And I ordered the injectors, and to do the injector job on this car, you have to remove the intake manifold, which there's a guy, I forget his name, if I remember it by the time I'm editing this video, I'll throw it up on here. But he has a very in-depth, like perfect video on how to remove the intake manifold. It is a little bit time consuming, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I would do 10 intake manifolds before I do a downpipe again. Like, they're annoying. But I went ahead, pulled the intake manifold off, put all new injectors in this car, and everything's going well. I put everything back together, and I go to drive the car, and like it's driving fine, but it's not. Like, it's a little bit weird. Like, it's not shifting right, but it doesn't sound like, it sounds slightly off, but it doesn't sound like, you know, really bad. Come to find out, I just had not plugged in the cam sensor connector. So I plug that in, car drives perfect, right? So fast forward, I go to drive my car Sunday morning. I actually went to go look at another car, And I come home and, I get ready for the gym. And I walk outside and I just smell gas. Like, it is strong. Like, something is leaking. It is bad. And, like, it was so strong that I couldn't tell if it was one of my cars. I couldn't tell if it was a car that drove down the road or a neighbor's car. Like, it was just strong and it was everywhere. I had no idea where it was coming from. So I am like, well, I need to move my car out of the way anyways. And so I go to get in it, and then I smelled it in the interior. I'm like, okay, something is wrong. So I pop the hood, and I can literally see it, like I could hear it hissing. Like, it wasn't a normal sound that these cars make when they're shut off. Like, I could hear it hissing, and I found out where it was coming from, and it looked like cylinder 4 injector. But if you know these cars, cylinder 4 injector and the high pressure fuel line off the fuel rail, they're right next to each other. So I was wondering if maybe I just didn't tighten it, and maybe that's why, like, it was leaking. But it seemed tight, and I couldn't really get a wrench on it because it's so buried back behind there. But it still seemed tight. Couldn't get it to really move, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna have to tear it apart. So I tear everything apart, and lo and behold, it was an O-ring. Even though these are brand new injectors, brand new O-rings, it was an O-ring that had gotten damaged at some point. Took a big chunk out of it, and caused everything to leak. But not until a month later. Like, I did this job like almost a month ago, and a month later it's spraying fuel. Like, so this car could have just been engulfed in flames within seconds, and I don't even really know what to say about that. Like, it was just crazy, because I had just got done driving the car pretty hard, and we have, fuel and fuel vapors, like, just so strong. Somebody lit a cigarette within a mile, it could have blown my shit up. But I tear it all apart, fix it, and it seems to be going good now. I replaced the O-ring. Luckily, I kept the old injectors. The O-rings were still perfect on them, but I took an O-ring off of the old injector, and it's perfectly fine. So hopefully no more issues with that. So the other thing that happened was I was driving home, and I get this alert on my car for a drivetrain malfunction. I'm like, man, that's really weird. Why would I be getting a drivetrain malfunction? And to be fair, I wasn't even really driving hard at all when this happened. But I know drivetrain malfunction's a pretty serious ordeal, or can be. So, bumpy in here. Let me go ahead and park out here. So, it can be a pretty big ordeal. And I was already pretty close to home, and the car wasn't driving any differently, so I figured I could make it home. And I'm driving, just very easy, pull it in the garage, and I run the code on it, and it says wastegate actuator. So I'm like, I wonder if it has to do with that clamp that connects the downpipe to the turbo. Because, like, you're not supposed to reuse them, but I reused mine, and it keeps getting loose no matter how much I tighten it. Like, I've ran out of room to tighten it, essentially. But ran out of room to tighten it, and it would just kept getting loose, and it would fall. Well, what happens is when it falls, the top side of that blocks the rod for the wastegate from opening all the way, so it makes the computer freak out. And yeah, luckily that was an easy fix. I was able to just tighten it up a little bit, and I went to buy a new one, but I wasn't going to be able to buy one for a couple of days since all the dealerships were closed. I think this happened on a Saturday afternoon, so parts departments were closed until like my next day off, which was like a Tuesday or something like that. So I had to go pick it up on Tuesday locally. It was funny because the Audi dealership doesn't even stock these. It was the Volkswagen dealership that had them. So they gave me the part number, went to the Volkswagen dealership, got that. So that was cool. Replaced it, and it hasn't moved. So that was an easy fix that could have been, much worse. But yeah, it's just been absolutely back to back with this car. Hopefully we have no more issues before I trade this thing in for a Toyota or Honda. No, I'm kidding. I've just bragged about how reliable this thing has been, and it's just been proving me wrong lately. Like, somebody that doesn't have any mechanical aptitude would have had this car in the shop so many times, and luckily yes, I've learned so much just by doing myself that it hasn't been that bad. But if you're wanting to get into one of these, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty a little bit. Especially with higher mileage ones like this one. Like, hold on, let me see. What am I at right now? I am at 93, almost 94,000 miles. I bought this car with 81,000, and like I said, I've had it a year and a half. So I've put some miles on it, not a crazy amount, but I've taken it on a long trip, and it's been great. So nothing to complain about there. But I just want to let you guys know this car is good, but just like anything else, they have their flaws. So doesn't matter what you get, something can go wrong. So yeah, I haven't done one of these videos in a long time where I'm just talking to the camera, you're looking at me, but I figured I would give it another shot. If you guys like this, let me know. You want to see more of the car, we can do that. Like I said, I've got some more videos planned. I just need to get out there and just do them. But if you like my videos, if you like my content, make sure to subscribe. Helps me a ton. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers, preferably by the end of January. That would be fantastic. But that comes with you guys. You guys got to help me there. And then don't forget to like and then comment. If there's something you want to see, if there's a question you guys have, then let's make a video about it. So thank you all for watching, and I guess stay reliable.